What's going on, investors? Welcome back to the channel. So let's talk about what is going on with Bionano Genomics. You see, back in 24th of March 2021, one of my patrons back then with the ID on Discord, T Tiger, he made a statement, and the thing is, this guy was completely right. Okay, right now he's going to be thinking like, I told you so, Dio. Now, what did he say? Back then he said he was effing pissed off over the $350 million ATM deal. Okay, that was when Bionano Genomics announced at the market offering of about 350 million US dollars. Now, he said, I knew CFO was an amateur when he didn't even know the breakdown for consumables revenue when asked about it on the conference call. Sometimes you need to get angry at management and hold them accountable. Can't kiss their ASS and tell them they smell beautiful all the time. So this guy was pissed because back then I was more or less, supporting BNGO literally on any announcement that they make. But today, you guys know I have learned a lot in the past couple of years that I have been covering, Bionano Genomics on this channel. Over 600 videos made in the past over 2 years. And right now, going forward, I'm only going to be telling you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to cover anything. So in this video, we are going to be taking a look at what has been happening with Bionano Genomics. Okay, last week, they announced the fourth quarter and the year-end 2022 earnings. And as you guys can see, on Friday, the share price of Bionano Genomics closed down minus 4%. And I have received tons of DMs asking me what they should do with their BNG position. Even some people close their entire position because things are not really looking as great as they would love it to look. So on Friday, we saw a very big volume, 12.9 million, and unfortunately it was more or less to the sell side, okay, not to the buy side. Like I have already shared with you guys, if we see a volume above 20 million and to the buy side, it's going to be a great thing for the share price of the company. Now so we saw that massive volume, and then we saw another filing from Bionano Genomics. I'm going to cover everything in this video, and I also want to talk about how Bionano Genomics, I'm going to also react to I made a tweet I think yesterday, and some of you guys commented under that tweet. We are going to take a look at everything in this video. I'm going to be reacting to your comments and sharing my own opinion with you guys, okay, because nobody knows everything. Now, if we quickly take a look at the earnings call of Bionano Genomics at the market offering, I want to talk about something right here, okay. As you guys can see, we have some negative and some positive things in this. Okay, the first thing that I think is negative is Bionano Genomics said they have increased the safety stock of inventory by about 4.7 million to ensure supply to customers. I don't know if this is supposed to be taken as positive thing, because if inventory is increasing, it means no buyers. Okay, that is literally what it is like. Okay, anytime you see Tesla, for example, announcing that if they deliver less than estimate or expected, and inventory keeps increasing, that's when you only see Tesla comes out and say that they are going to be reducing the price of their vehicles, for example, like they just did last week once again, reducing the price of Model S and X. So that's literally how I see this. If inventory is increasing, it's more or less like we have less buyers. Now, according to this statement is from, let me see, from Christopher Stewart, the chief financial officer of Bionano Genomics. So he said, since the start of the year of this year, we have been active on our ATM facility. So this right here is a breaking news, guys. Bionano Genomics has managed to raise 14.8 million US so far in Q1 of 2023. This is a breaking news. Okay, I shared it with my patrons I think 2 days ago when Bionano Genomics was talking about when the conference call was going on. I quickly posted on Patreon to inform my patrons that BNGO has managed to raise about 14.8 million US dollars in Q1 2023 alone, okay, out of the planned 200 million US dollars that they want to raise. Okay, and nobody knows when that is going to be over. So if you take a look at what my patrons, one of my patrons back in 2021 said, Bionano Genomics should stop at the market offering. And I think I made a video, a couple of months ago informing you guys that BNGO ATM is still out there, and they are going to keep raising. I think that was after the third quarter of 2022. Okay, last year I made a video when Bionano Genomics announced that they raised about $23 million in Q3 2022. I think that was then, and I informed you guys that the market offering is still there and they will keep raising money. And the bad news is they can file an amendment to the what's the name of the file? This file right here, S3. They may file a new amendment to the S3 that they plan to increase the maximum at the market offering. Right now it is, they brought it down from $350 million according to their most recent filing, all the way to $200 million, from 350 to $200 million. So they could just come out any moment and say that they want to increase it back again to $350 million. So now, from this money, they have raised $14.8 million so far in Q1 2023. And the thing is, in fourth quarter of last year, Bionano Genomics, made about $8 point something million. Now, if you think about it, if every quarter we are not even making up to this amount per quarter, okay, we are instead even spending more. Okay, we spent like $39 million in Q4 2022. According to them, they said it was due to the acquisition of the latest company that we acquired last quarter. Now, if you take a look at this morning, we filed, that was on Thursday, we filed an amendment to our current S3, placing a cap on the total amount of capital that can be raised under existing shelf to $400 million. So maximum Bionano Genomics can just come out, and they can raise as much as $400 million, of which $200 million can be raised at the market. So they plan to raise $200 million at the market, and I'm still going to share with you guys how that is going to affect the share price of the company, or how it is already affecting the share price of the company. Okay, we are going to talk to ChatGPT for a better explanation on this. Now, this is a reduction to the $350 million under our previous ATM. So what they are trying to say is, like, they have reduced, instead of $350 million, which was the first agreement, so now they have reduced it, to $200 million. That is minus $150 million. But the thing is, this still $400 million is still the max. Okay, now looking forward, as we begin 2023, we expect Q1 2023 revenues to be in the range of $7 million to $7.5 million, in line with the typical seasonal softness that we see in Q1. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my expectation is Bionano Genomics per quarter should already be setting new, okay, every quarter I expect them to start to set new record per quarter. Okay, we should at least be seeing maybe $9 million instead of $7 or $7.5 million. So that is, lower than my expectation. Now, if you come down, you can see, according to the chief financial officer, they expect full year 2022 revenue to be in the range of $35 million to $38 million. Okay, according to what I shared with you guys, a couple of days ago, Bionano Genomics, according to if you come to this article right here, where is it? Analysts have been trimming their sales. Analysts were expecting BNGO to announce, $45 million for 2023, then they reduced it, analysts reduced it to $40 million, and then Bionano Genomics is coming out and saying they are going to even make less than that, so $35 to $38 million. So we should just wait and see, maybe some kind of miracle is going to happen this year, and then they can beat this estimate, or maybe they are trying to sandbag. They don't want to, they are trying to under promise and over deliver. I mean, we just have to wait and see. Now, so if you take a look at, my total revenue estimate, okay, my 9 years projection, I mean, this is what I, last year, they reported 29 million US dollars, and for 2022, where is it? 2022, 29 million. I'm not sure if I have already changed this, but I think that range is still correct. Now 2023, BNGO announced that they expect to bring in 38 million US dollars this year. You guys can see that there is no parabolic rally here, guys. I mean, this could just keep going like that until 2028, and we are still going to be under 200 million US dollars in 2028. You guys can already tell the trajectory. Okay, this is how I think it's going to happen, except if Bionano Genomics gets some FDA approval and we see massive adoption of the Sapphire device. That is what you guys should be praying for right now. Okay, if not, I mean, it's just going to be business as usual. So now expenses also, if you take a look at the expenses, they spent more than they made. Okay, in Q 2000 so this right here, 2000, you guys can see the expenses, 39 million US dollars in 2022. Okay, look at that, expenses 2022, it came in at 39 million US dollars in Q4. Okay, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and that was a new record. Of course, they are going to say it's because of acquisition, but still you can see there is still no sign of slowing down. Okay, maybe Q1 2023 is going to be higher than this. We just have to wait and see. Now Bionano Genomics, once again, they announced that they are going to increase the installed base to 325, all the way from 240. Okay, not even up to 100 Sapphire devices going to be installed this year. Okay, and let me see, then they have cash equivalent and available for sale securities, as at the end of last year, came in at 113.2 million US dollars. Now 113.2 million US dollars, if you add how much they have managed to raise this year, 14.8 million US dollars, guys. I have a lot of numbers running in my head now. 14.8 million US dollars, if you add it to how much they had last year to 113, you can already tell. But the thing is, Q4 2022, BNGO spent 39 million US dollars. So if you want to calculate it very well, if you add the 14 point something, this is literally like 130 million US dollars in cash. But if they don't reduce the expenses, okay, if they keep spending closer to 40 million per quarter, you guys can already tell this money is not even going to last for more than 2.5 quarters. Okay, so I think every quarter they are going to end up raising, they will be raising money every quarter. Okay, they will be raising maybe closer to 20 million per quarter. So you guys should expect that at the market offering to keep affecting the share price of the company. The hope is that the Fed is going to come out according to what is going on right now. I've made a lot of tweet about the bank run that is presently happening in the United States. If the Fed comes out and stop hiking the interest rate, and maybe hopefully in the next 4 months or so, they started to somehow reduce the rate. Okay, I don't even think that's gonna happen. Nobody think it's going to happen, but anything is possible if inflation keeps coming down. Okay, maybe the war between Ukraine and Russia is over, and somehow everything we start to see some kind of good news, because right now it's just full of bad news everywhere. Okay, market sentiment is literally a pile of BS right now. So if the Fed comes out and starts reducing the interest rates, and then BNGO, all these unprofitable companies finally can breathe, okay, and their share price can start to rise once again, risk appetite is going to increase, and investors can finally come out again and start to put money in all these risky stocks, unprofitable companies. So that is when I believe BNGO, at least, even if they continue to raise money per quarter at the market, it's not gonna affect the share price significantly. But still, right now, as at now, okay, this is literally not a good news for the company. Now Bionano Genomics made this filing 67 pages. I shared it with you guys already in the video. This is where they spoke about, two prospectors. Look at that. This one is the base, which is 400 million US dollars. And then we have the sales agreement with Cohen and Company LLC. And this one is 200 million US dollars. And then, 2 days ago on the 10th, they made a new filing, okay, Form S3. And this one has 177 pages. I mean, who is going to go through this document? 177 pages, guys. Now it's still the same thing, more or less. Okay, so the base prospectus, which covers the offering, issuance, and sale by Bionano Genomics Inc. or the registrant of the securities identified therein from time to time in one or more offerings with a total value of up to 400 million US dollars. Guys, even the market cap of BNGO is not 400 million US dollars right now. Now, the sales agreement prospectus supplement that covers the offering, issuance, and sale by the registrant of up to 200 million US dollars in aggregate offering price of the registrant's common stock that may be issued and sold from time to time under a sales agreement with Cohen and Company LLC. Now, this came in at 1.336 US dollars. Okay, if you go further down a little bit, where is it? 1.33 US dollars was somewhere. It's a lot of document. Now, anyway, let us leave this for now. I already covered this, with my Patreon. If you want to become a patron, it costs right now about $5 US, okay, per month. But I'm gonna increase it this week to $7 US. So if you guys join in early, I have some members that started paying only $3 US, and that's what they're going to pay as long as my Patreon page is still running. And then I increased it to $5 US, and that is almost sold out. I think I have about 5 slots left. So if you want to take advantage of that, please do before the end of the week. I'm gonna increase it to $7 US per month, okay, because I think I'm sharing tons of information, way more than that price. Now you guys can see right here on March 8th, look at that, our common stock is listed on the Nasdaq Capital Market under trading symbol BNGO. On March 8th, 2023, the last reported sale price of our common stock was 1.31 per share. So that is where this selling came in, okay, at that price. Now we have a couple of articles out there. Okay, this one right here says Bionano Genomics 2023 revenue range comes in below consensus, and it's bad from Second Alpha. Okay, Bionano Genomics set its 2023 revenue guidance range at between 35 and 38, below the consensus of 39.63 million US. The company noted its outlook represents 26 to 37% year-over-year growth. Okay, in Q4 2022, the company reported 8.2 million US. Okay, that is revenue increase of approximately 30% compared to 2021. And then Bionano Genomics in the quarter Q4, Bionano saw its net loss widen approximately 69% to 38.7 million US. So that is the loss, about 39 million US in Q4. The company was hit in the quarter by a more than 10 million increase in the total operating expenses compared to the prior year period, as well as a 1.8 million provision for income taxes. So from all the way from 28 million US to 38 million, that is 10 million increase. So Bionano ended 2022 with cash and cash equivalents approximating 5.1 M, approximately 79% decline from the end of 2021. Okay, now I get it. Bionano Genomics in 2021 used to have over 300 and something million US. So, but this number right here, I don't get it. I don't get this one. Anyway, that's the negative part of the earnings. Now this one right here says Bionano Inc. reports for Q4 loss misses revenue estimate. Okay, now you can see they, according to Zach, they were on Zach's expected BNGO to report -9 cents, but they reported -13 cents. So this is also a bad news. But here they have a good news. Bionano, which belongs to the Zach's medical, biomedical, and genetics industry, posted revenues of 8.2 million for the quarter ended December 2022, missing the ZAC consensus estimate by 0.32%. So I mean, this is not bad. Okay, if it were to be, 10% or 15 or 20, then that would be a very bad one. Maybe that's why the share price, after they reported earnings, was about 3 point something percent higher. Okay, it's rallied a little bit, but when the market opened on Friday, maybe due to the all this bank run that is happening that happened last week, maybe that was why BNO came down to -4%. And the thing is, it's very difficult for me to tell right now, because nobody was expecting on Thursday that there was going to be a kind of bank run that literally crashed the stock market. We saw the Nasdaq going down like -2%. So my plan was, I wanted to see how BNO was going to react to the earnings on Friday, but that bank run somehow, affected my judgment. So I have to wait for this bank run to be over, then I can see how BNO share price is going to, once the market sentiment is at least neutral, then I can see how BNO is going to react. If it's going to, follow the market higher, follow it, lower, or at least, stay neutral on its own while the market rallies. That is when I can tell how the earnings, has been affecting the share price. So it's still very early to tell for now, because, Friday, the market sentiment was negative from, due to something else that has nothing to do with, genomics. So, so Zacks rank, as at last week, remains, buy for the stock. So maybe that's why, the stock didn't really sell off massively. So the shares are expected to outperform the market in the near future, according to Zacks. And anyway, so that's that from that. Now, I asked ChatGPT, how does the market offering affect investors? Okay, how does at the market offering affect investor? ATM. Now, according to ChatGPT, an ATM offering is a type of public offering of securities that allows a company to sell newly issued shares directly into the market through a broker dealer at prevailing market prices. So this more or less like BNO, talking with Cohen and Company. So Cohen and Company is the broker. This method of raising capital can have various impacts on investors. So the first one is dilution. Okay, when a company issues new shares through an ATM offering, it increases the number of shares outstanding, which can dilute the ownership percentage of existing shareholders. This can lead to a decrease in the value of each. Oh my God. Lead to a decrease in the value of each share. Now, price volatility, the influx of new shares into the market can create downward pressure on share price. So this is of course the argument of my old patron back in 2021, that the market was going to affect Bionano Genomics. And of course, that is what we are seeing so far since 2021. Okay, now, a small supply of shares usually results in lower demand. This can increase volatility in the short term. Now, potential for increased liquidity. Okay, more shares means more liquidity. On the other hand, availability of newly issued shares through an ATM offering can increase the liquidity of the stock, making it easier for investors to buy and sell shares at market prices. Now, perception of company performance and at the market offering can signal to investors that a company needs to raise capital, which is of course what Bionano Genomics situation is right now, which may be perceived as a sign of weakness or physical distress. So, a sign of weakness and physical distress. Now, however, if the funds raised through the at the market offering are used to fuel growth and improve the company's financial position, it can be seen as a positive development for investors. So if Bionano Genomics keeps raising money and putting it into the business like they are potentially doing, apart from we not seeing that in the sales, okay, I would expect the sales to have at least doubled by now. Instead of them reporting in Q1 2023, for example, about 7 point something million, I would expect them to report about 15 million. Then at least we can know that at the market offering is working. Okay, now it's working. Overall, an ATM offering can have both positive and negative impact on investors, depending on various factors such as the intended use of the funds raised, the current market conditions, and the performance of the company. And investors should carefully evaluate the potential risk and benefit before making any investment decision. Okay, now so what I'm gonna do now is I will jump on my Twitter, and I'm going to take a look at some of I want to take a look at some of the comments that you guys made. Where is it? Okay, so here we are. So I said I was going to react to this comment, because one of my patrons, he said, after holding for almost 3 years, today I sold all of my 20,000 stocks and with a massive loss. I think BNGO is not going to survive 2024. Cash burn is just too big. Management is a mess. I wish you all holders good luck. So this guy sold 20,000 shares after holding for almost 3 years. And if you want to calculate it very well, it's more or less like he bought in 2020. I mean, hopefully he bought in 2020, but then he said with a massive loss. So if he bought in, I think he bought in 2000, almost 3 years. I think he bought in 2021. I think he bought at the top, maybe February 2021, and yeah, because now it's like over 2 years. So maybe he took a loss of maybe 70%, 80%. You can imagine, from 20,000 shares of the company, taking that kind of massive loss. So then after I made this post, my tweet was, are you still holding? And I got several response, and I'm going to take a look at all the comments. So RR, for example, said, BNGO, I am holding 36,000 shares at $2. PS, we have all witnessed what scientists are saying about OGM, so that is clear to me. It will become standard of care. I would love for any of the people who participated on the Q4 results presentation to ask about company's financial strategy. Well, nobody is asking about the financial strategy of the company. The company already announced, at the market offering of $200 million, and shockingly, none of the analysts that were asking, the management question during the earnings call, even say anything about this financial strategy of Bionano Genomics. Anyway, so Rusty Rose, he said he's holding, so just yes. And then we have hold and will buy more. Terry saying he's going to continue to buy the dip. So Shane said he's still holding. And then we have this person, Chris, I am still holding 8,000 shares at 1.5. okay, and then we have holding 100 shares with a loss of 90%, not worth to sell. This guy is holding 100 shares of Bionano Genomics. Minus, the guy is down like 90%, guys. That is crazy. So Harris comes in again. He said BNGO concerns low systems use in field, approximately 64 samples per system per year. Low gross margin improved from 4%, but still only 21%. Excessive spend versus revenue. $138 million spent for 28 million at 21% gross margin. Not enough cash remaining. $130 million at end of 2022. Bad timing for 20 million ATM raise. Dilution. And the concern is saying, level of concern is now at concern. Hopefully it's not gonna get to the panic mode. So Coco said he's still holding. We need more people to watch out. That is how this works. So according to not my real name, Robert says, we need more people to kind of lose their money, and then at least they are going to have only diamond hands left. But I don't know how long that's gonna keep happening, guys. This thing has been going down since over 2 years. Okay, over 2 years. And I think I'm going to make a I have my own price target on BNGO right now, but I'm sharing all these ideas with my patrons only. Okay, exclusive. Now Jack Sparrow said, still holding all my shares with 84% loss. We will survive this, and BNGO as well. So 84% loss, guys. It's insane. If you are down this much, it's literally, it makes no sense to just close it anymore, except for tax purpose. Now Abu is saying that, well, that guy probably made the biggest investment mistake of his life. 2024 is probably the year when we will know how far BNGO could go, as they will go for the FDA approval. So next year, BNGO, according to the CFO, is going to be, going after the FDA approval. But the thing is, they may not even get it next year. Maybe they are going to get it in 2025. So we can't really be sure that it's gonna happen next year. Of course, they are doing everything in their capacity towards getting FDA approval for the Sapphire device. And we don't even have more. During the earnings call, there was no enough information about the next generation Sapphire device, and they don't even know the price of the device. Okay, because I heard the CEO, he was asked a question and he said they don't have any price for the next generation Sapphire device yet. It's more or less like an experimental thing for now, so we'll see. Ezekiel said holding and buy more, and then VJ comes and says, hi Dio, still holding after spitting my dummy out on Friday with yada yada with Henry and Larson. You just need to look at the whole market and economy. The answer is right there. The answer is right there. Hold, a green day will come. When is the green day going to come, guys? So I think that is about that. Please smash the like button before you leave, and see you guys in the next video. Ciao.